Uh, well, hello, everybody, and thank you for stopping by here this beautiful early morning, late night. Depends on what time you get on here. So, of course, I want to stop by here very, very quickly before I take my booty to bed. So, of course, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, contributors, gifters, all of you who support me, who believe in the cause, who believe what we do, who support what we do, because that's what it's about. It's about contribution and basically support. And so I'm so appreciative of you guys. And of course, thank you. So I am going to be talking about a little bit of everything in this video, as usual. And of course, clear up some things. And yes, I've still not made it down to the nail place to get my nails done. Yeah, honey, I still not made it down there to get my nails done. We'll be getting done this week, though. Don't worry too much about it, honey. So anyway, so I want to stop by and I want to talk about some things. And of course, there's some updates going into the blog spot and the casework and how we're going to be moving. There will be different prices that will be posted on the blog spot. I've not decided where I'm going to go with it yet fully. Of course, by Friday, I will completely have decided by then. I've just been doing so much stuff. And so I will decide Friday, by Friday, exactly how I'll be going about doing this, but there will be a flat rate for the casework. Right now, we have different levels for different levels of the work, different price for different levels of the work. So we'll be getting rid of that. Of course, like I said, there's two options that I kind of have in mind. One of them is only offering casework 350, 750, and 1200. Of course, that'll be it. Base price for different types of work. Like I said, I've not put that out there yet. But just kind of that's the arena I'm going in. Of course, going in. Come on in there, Jay. How you doing, honey? Yes, come on in there, Jay. Yes, so we're gonna start doing a giveaway, honey. We have to start doing a giveaway, honey. Hello, we have to start doing a giveaway for those who be up in here like that, like that, like that. Okay. So except for case, sir, we're gonna do it'll be different for that, okay? Going into like the class as well too, like I said, I want to do all of my classes that I currently have on the blog spot. I want to give each and every last one of those classes a chance to do a live class. So if you need to, basically to be revamped, there you go. We'll make it revamped because everybody cannot make it to live. I keep forgetting that most of my people are either full-time students, they work full-time, or they have crazy schedules, so it's hard for you guys to schedule live classes. And of course, I'm telling myself too, when I do live classes, I need to do it a month in advance. I think that's enough time for people to say, okay, bam, I could take off that day. I can make the time. I think it's easier for recorded classes because, of course, you can sign on anytime you want to see that class. And, of course, I want you to get it. Now, I do want to say this because, of course, I don't want to be everywhere. And I even want people to understand, where I come from. So, of course, I have many things, and things that I can offer. But of course, I want to stick to certain things that I can offer you as the consumer, as the customer, as those who are needing spiritual services, because everything is about spirit. It's not about profit. Okay, because if it was about profit, baby, it'll be $2 million caseworks. Okay, $3,000 caseworks, girl, and nothing under that. And of course, when I actually post the pricing of the new pricing of the casework that I'm going to offer, I will explain to you guys why the prices are the way that it is. Let me go ahead and just take off my lashes, honey. So yes, I will tell you exactly why the prices are what they are, as we talk about with the other stuff that we're taming, all that good stuff. And shout out to those of you who are on that, honey. And of course, those who are supporters, there's an area of kind of still retainment there. It's kind of like an open, undiscussed thing. So anyway, before I forget. So energy. Okay. Energy is everything. Energy is so important. Like I said, for me, I like to stick with energy because I'm a clairsentient. A lot of people go into being an empath. They go into this, go into that. They go into all these words. I'm making it very simple. Everything I do is about energy, going into Reiki, going into transmutation. I told you guys a long time ago, going into 5 or 6 years ago, we went over me. I'm good on energy. Everything else is not really something that I focus on. And of course, clairvoyant, clairaudient, and I always feel like I need to go on to explain stuff. That's why I kind of do little side detours when I'm talking about stuff. But either way, so clairsentient is me, okay? Hypersensitive, okay? Energy is something that I feel, whether it is whatever you want to call it. Because, of course, like I said, people asked in the past, what exactly does that feel like? I think that we all are sensitive to um, psychic energy to a degree in all the areas, clairaudient, clairvoyant, all this other good stuff. There's so many clairs, y'all. There's over 25 of them. And so we're all sensitive to that to a degree, but we all have one that we're good at. One that we're good at. Okay. One. Okay. And so me is energy. Okay. And like I say, energy will come through as visions, energy will come through as audio, energy will come through as taste, energy will come through as a feeling like, oh my God, I'm feeling like I'm hyperventilating. I'm feeling like I'm having anxiety. And once again, this is energy. This is my higher self interpreting an energy that's being sent, right? Or an energy that I'm tapping into. And I always get on here right when I'm getting ready to wind down to you. I need to stop doing that. I need to get on here when I'm like up. Like the other day, honey. Girl, we had just got over. We said, bitch, let's get on here. Anyway, so let me tell you something that is very, very important that a lot of people, and we talked about this before, if you've ever taken a class of mine, going into readings, why, and it's all loops in, why with readings, let me put this on me, bitch. That's my damn snap, honey. So, the reason why I do not offer on the spot readings, and I've talked about this before, okay, I like to give myself space between readings, days, hours. I like to do days, but sometimes people are needing a reading on the same day, a Monday, Tuesday, it doesn't matter. Some days, to where on a Tuesday, there's like 5 readings booked. And I try not to overdo myself with more than 3 readings. But tapping into readings, like I said, I'm not going into tarot readers. Okay, as I mentioned before, being a tarot reader, like pulling a card, it's easy for you to pull a damn card and to read that card and say, okay, you asked a question about this. I know what this means. And I think everything there's a level of exhaustion there too, because you're thinking. It's like driving. You got to focus. You have to concentrate. So you're thinking. But when it goes into tapping in and tuning in, right? And I tell people this, it's like a radio, right? It's like sleep paralysis. This is a good example. Sleep paralysis. You're laying there and you're going into that sleep paralysis state, right? And you hear that, right? Anybody have ever had sleep paralysis? You could definitely verify what I'm saying. So going into tapping in and tuning in, that's what you hear. Sometimes you hear white noises. Sometimes you hear flutes and sounds. And I'm gonna like to make this 3. I'm gonna make a whole loop with this because this is why some of these people are losing their mind. This is why a lot of people, who are claiming to be gifted and talented, you look back years ago and now, like they're really going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because tuning in, okay, like so you have to tune in. You have to focus in on feeling, hearing, tasting, whatever that is. And like I said, they come through a lot of stuff. I've done a reading on someone. I never forget this. I do not eat pork. I do not eat pork. I do not eat anything that looks like it, tastes like it, smelled like it. So I remember that I was doing this reading. This was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. I thought I turned this bitch down, honey. I was doing a reading, and this person, we're just talking. They're asking questions, and as they're talking, I literally had this taste in my mouth. Yeah, and I'm thinking about it right now because it was so disgusting. It was a dark soda like Pepsi and pork, like hog head cheese. It was something like that. It was a very porkish, piggy taste in my mouth. And I said, I'm going to say this because this has nothing to do with the reading, but I just felt like I needed to burp right now, and I'm tasting Pepsi and I'm tasting uh, pork, like bologna. And the person confirmed that that's what they had before we did this reading. Even going into reading, I just had to, like, I want to say like a month ago, I had a very strong sense of citrus smell. The person could verify if they want to come on here and they want to verify it. I had a very strong sense of citrus. And I'm like, I'm smelling like grapefruit or something. Like we're sitting here talking, and I smell like grapefruit. And they're like, oh my God, I have a big old thing of fruit right here, a whole big old thing of citrus right here. And so that's what happened. So like I said, going into, Clarent, Claro, I can't remember what they call it when you have that, where you can smell stuff. Like I said, that's not my gift. But once again, energy interprets energy the way it needs to be interpreted. And so, like I said, tuning into that, pulling that up, whatever that is, and interpreting it. And then, like I said, going into people losing their mind. People are always tuned in. They're always available for reading. And I was even talking about this with my sister today. Like, I couldn't imagine being a spiritualist where there's millions of people wanting a book with me. Me being a spiritualist and hundreds of people wanting to get energy work with me. I could not imagine that. And of course, it could be me being trained and me knowing how energy works and how you cannot just be collecting and working with people. Because that's how some of these people be looking at hot ass mess. This is their only means, like doing casework for people. This is the only way they could survive. So they're just like, yes, it's hot. Why it's hot? Let me get it. And they're buying energy. And so things starts to happen because they're tapping into people's energetic field, and they're pulling in things for people. And it's a process. So like I said, going into casework and going into readings, it is a certain day and a certain time. Hiccups, and excuse me. There's a certain time that I do readings. And that's been that way for the past few years because people used to call book a reading. Yes, I'm free tonight. Go and give me a call. And girl, it was crazy. We're talking about nausea. We're talking about mood swings. We're talking about just a whole bunch of shit. Even when I would like hang out with my friends, do the reading, hang out with my friends, and then I would be like, my friends seem a little snappy right now. Bitch. So it was like we would get like combative, and it's like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? But once again, me tapping into energy. So that's why readings are not done like that. You just don't send your money over and we do it. When I did do stuff like that, I would call an emergency reading where you could send over $25 on top of the reading price. And we'll do the reading because, of course, I have to jot what I'm doing if I do have things planned and prepare myself. It's a process. We're talking about protection work. We're talking about, a whole bunch of, which I want to put out there because, like I said, haters are always watching and they like to copy a bitch, girl. That's why we don't do videos no more of just dropping tea. Because they will really act like, I was just telling my sister this today. I've been saying this on this YouTube channel. We can talk about our other YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel, I've been saying this for about 2 or 3 years now. 2 or 3 fucking years, right? And some of these people, they be like, I'm a psychic, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a medium, I channel energy. And some of them have been saying they've been doing it for like since 2013. They've been on, and they've been on since 2001 and 1991 and all this other good shit. And I'm just like, but it's so weird that nobody ever dropped any tea on what we're doing now, right? Any tea, because something else was sent to me from another person, and I just said, girl, now people are getting the credit and stuff. Oh yeah, they said that things are going on with the pandemic before it happened. In 2020, that's not before it happened, sis. It technically happened in 2019. Technically, October, November. So it's like, okay, girl. So like I said, it was that first. 2017, we started talking about it. We did class on Art of Conjure, right? I gave you guys the tools. We did blue light activation. We did summons of conjure. We did these extra sensory energies. We'll keep it that way. We did a class on that. So that way you can protect yourself, protect your DNA. Because you know that the DNA is under attack right now. See, people want to get into the whole melanite shit and this and that. People making up terms. People that are walking in spirit, they're making up scientific terms that have a whole nother name. but they're making up shit as they go along. And it's like it has nothing to do with melanite, it has nothing to do with chromonite, it has nothing to do with none of this bullshit that y'all ever talk about. Quartzonite, quercetin, right? Because that's what they would say that Caucasian folks are. They're quercetins or they're quartertins, something like that. Zirconians. I don't know what the hell. Selenanians, right? Because selenite is clear and white, right? And does selenite mean a part of the moon? And is that where melanin and melatonin stuff come from of the moon too? I'm a little confused there. But anyway, so they're going into this and they're talking about it's an attack on this and it's an attack on that. And they're doing this and doing this. And I'm just like, honey, it's a DNA. It's about DNA and RNA. Fee, fi, fo, fum. It's about the blood. 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 And I'm not going to keep saying that. It's about the motherfucking blood. And so things are going on where our DNA is changing and is shifting naturally due to science. And when I say science, I mean celestial, energetic, spiritual energy is being sent to us from other realms. So when the spirit becomes engulfed or the spirit becomes exalted in the flesh have to match that motherfucking frequency. And so we've been talking about this for years. Now, people that are still smoking, still drinking, still popping pills, still drinking high fructose corn syrup, they sniffing on gasoline. Mama talking about raising frequency, smoking blunts and shit. Like, these are the people that's out here now talking about the shit that we've been talking about. They're releasing demonic energy. They've been releasing demonic energy several times this year. They did it on 3 different occasions. And I'm just like, honey, we talked about this in 2017, 2018, 2019. That's why we offered Art of Conjure. That's why we offered Summers of Conjure. And we talked about this. We talked about the angelic and the demonic beings. We talked about angelic magic, demonic magic. We talked about defensive magic. Because it is not the flesh that they're after. It is the spirit. And it's the blood that drives the spirit in this realm. And people don't understand that. That's a lot of people who say they're clairaudient. They hear spirit talking, but they misinterpret what spirit is saying. So now it's hereditary witch, inherited witch, ancestor. They're misinterpreting what exactly is being said, not knowing that their bloodline is tainted on many different levels. And this is why we're changing. This is why after 2023, our bodies are going to be completely different. This is why they're going over BBLs. This is why they're going over a lot of plastic surgery. And I'm a person for plastic surgery because, for one, I'm, the situation. Okay, I'm a goddess. I'm a goddess. Okay, so goddesses have to always update, upgrade and enhance, where they were not really blessed to have. Come on in here. So it's like the body is changing. And the minds are changing with that. And so there is an upgrade. And we call that biohumanism. We call it whatever the fuck we want to call it. But the change is here. Because we're behind. We talk about type 0 civilization. And we should be a type 1 at least. And we're not. We're thousands of years behind. In genetic structure, chemistry, and behavior. And like I said, I've been talking about this. This is why I come out and I talk to you guys about my life and what I do and also the good stuff. Because it's none of your business what I got between my legs. It's none of your business who I'm interested in. It's none of your business what I do outside of what you see. But I want you to understand there is a change that's taking place in the other realms that are trickling down into this realm. And like I said, I know that sometimes it seems like I'm here, there, everywhere. But people that are paying attention know exactly what I'm saying. They're taking up. Because there's things that I talked about years ago that people are bringing up to me now. And I'm like, damn. Damn, you were paying attention, honey. And so, like I said, I drop my tea in classes because, bitch, you drop it publicly. Bitches who got the bigger following is like, oh, this bitch only got 600 people. Let me put it on my thing so when she do get big, people can fast forward. No, bitch, you can check the past. Bitch, it was there. And I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that, honey. Okay? I drink a Sierra Mist every now and then. Like right here. Hello? And Sierra Mist is made from real sugar. Carbonated water, citric acid, and real sugar. Okay, hello. And so, hmm, anywho, so now, like I said, people are talking about demonic energies being released. I'm like, these energies been here, honey. 2018, that's when they slowly start coming. I told you guys publicly about a dream that I had, and if you are in here regularly, you remember this. If you don't remember, tap the center of your face 3 times before you go to bed. When you wake up, you will say, "Damn, I do remember that." Honey, I had a dream that the earth was surrounded in water, and I'm floating away from earth, and something is pulling me in this water, and I see this Poseidon type of spirit. The spirit looks like Poseidon, and the spirit threw the trident towards Earth. And as it threw it towards Earth, there was some type of plasmic, and I'm gonna say plasmic. That's the feeling I got. I'm gonna still say it. Some type of plasmic energy, not nuclear, hit the Earth. And there was a voice that was sitting there, and it was talking, it was saying stuff. And now, of course, I won't say what was being said, because of course, now they're shutting shit down, they're quieting shit up to where you can't talk about certain shit, because people are waking up and they want to keep that DNA dead. They want to keep the DNA in the slumbers. And that's what they're trying to do. And that's why I say you have to remember who you are. You have to remember your calling. You have to remember who you're connected to. If you are who you say you are connected to a witch, you're connected to a spirit, whatever, sorcerer, you're a necromancer, then you need to wake the fuck up. Because the war is not with me and you, baby. It's with something greater that is to come. And bitch, it's gonna be your bloodline that's gonna be wiped the fuck out. It ain't gonna be mine. Because you're gonna say, well, bitch, you can't procreate anyway. Bitch, you don't know what the fuck I do. You don't know what I've been doing. Bitch, you don't know me like that, sis. Bitch. So anywho, so like I said, you cannot be tuned. I know I did a little side tour there. You cannot be um you cannot be tuned into that all day, every day. Yeah, tapping in, playing with it. That's where huntings come at, poltergeist situation happen. Like I said, you go crazy. Going into me, like I said, when I was on here a lot and I did a lot of readings for people daily, casework, it was like boom, 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 until I had to take a break. I had to leave out my house, which by the way, I will not be doing casework in my house tomorrow. And of course, like I said, that's why we're going into different prices for the casework, because of course you will be covering my travel fees. As I said, 350, 700, 1200. You'll be covering the travel fees, honey. Because I will not be doing certain type of workings in my home, because my home is a very sacred place. Okay. It's on a certain type of frequency, and I will not be tainting and fucking up the frequency that I built up in here. Okay. Up in here. So, like I said, back in the day, I used to do work. I did a lot of work for people, and I was sitting there, going into this little basic ass bullshit, plantation spirit shit. And we're not saying plantation as in slave energy. I'm saying it as to compare what type of basic shit that be going on in these YouTube streets. The people are hitting me up, and they were wanting to get their work done, and I want to do this, I want to love mine, I want to do all this sort of basic shit. And I would leave out my house, and that energy would still be there. It would still be, I would still be open. And I'll be driving there, and ideals will come up, things will come up. And I'm like, oh, okay, okay. And then we'll be sitting there, a friend and I will be sitting there, we'll be eating. And then I'm picking up stuff from people, sexual energies, just a whole bunch of shit. And I tell people that's like, well, you do readings for people. I'm tapping in to what you're asking. That's why when people say, just give me whatever you feel like, it's when I do readings, just tell me whatever you're feeling that I need to know now. Those readings are easier. Those readings are usually more fulfilling. And those readings are really usually to the point, because they're just like, whatever you're feeling, let's talk about it. Going into specific questions, specific this, specific that, sometimes, like I said, other things come up. Maybe you're asking about, and people can vouch for this. I've been doing readings for a lot of people regularly, but this person, I'm actually have a reading that I got this weekend. I've been doing readings for this person for about 6 years now, and when she got several readings, but I remember one that just happened like less than a year ago. She asked questions about something totally different, and spirit started bringing up other stuff. And she's like, wow, that's kind of weird because I didn't ask about that. But I was thinking that. I was thinking that. And I'm like, that's how that works. So I'm tuning in and I'm basically feeling what you have on you. That's what I tell people. Relax yourself. Don't come into the reading heavy. I prefer you to be in a space by yourself. Even if you have kids, take your kid out of the room. I would love for you to be in the space by yourself because, of course, like I said, I'm picking up everything that's on you. Stress, happiness, sadness, it doesn't matter. So like I said, I've done readings where, or in public, not readings, but I'm there in public. I'm still tuned in. It's late night. We're eating in a restaurant, in the middle of the hood. Okay. And things are coming up for the workers and even people in the building where I'm just like, ugh, this is perverted. And I'm going to tell you guys something that y'all don't know that we're going to talk about publicly right now. So we're going to talk about publicly slightly because the case is still going. It's still going. Because of course, this person who they're looking for is always moving around, Anyway, so something happened. We went to a place, me and Mr. Leo, and we had some food. And I remember this night in particular, they set us on the outside of the building, like that, two sides of the building, the inside and outside. The inside, I felt a little claustrophobic in. Like you'll be sitting there eating, and you just feel like if somebody come in here with a gun, bitch, where you gonna go? You're in a boxed in place. Like, bitch, where the fuck you go? There's no exit door over here or none of that. So I would think, oh my god, I would just get nervous. But they put us on the outside where there was an exit door and a kitchen you could run through if something was to go down. Not saying you would have to do that, but still. And then of course there's back doors in the kitchen and an office and stuff. And so we're sitting there and I don't think I brought my Bible. Somebody had a Bible. And, I'm just like, talking about the Bible because I'm seeing myself with the Bible. And I'm just like, yeah, blah, 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 And I remember I had an Argonite too. And the girl, I ended up leaving it. And I saw again, she said, you left Argonite. And I was like, really? And I was like, oh, well, Spirit must have said you needed that. Anyway, let me get to the story, y'all. So literally, we're sitting there and we're having this conversation with this lady. And Mr. Leo, he was involved too because he was excited, like, oh my god, yeah, oh my god, woo, 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 woo. And the waiter walks up and he has a cast on his fucking, like, part of his hand, part of his like forearm, like this. And I'm just like, mind you, I just finished doing like 2 readings before we went out because I was like, I need to get out this house. So we go there, and of course I'm like I said, I'm in that spirit, I'm in that energy. The Holy Spirit is with me, okay? And I'm just like, yeah, let's do. Ooh. So anyway, the man walked up, and I'm looking at his arm, and I wanted to ask him, like, what happened? But of course I thought it. And Mr. Leo asked, and he saw I got into it. One of the people here, one of the customers came in, and he tried to fight me and body slam. And while he's telling this story, like I'm seeing something totally different. Right? Like I'm seeing it. Like I'm seeing this thing play out. And I'm like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So I tell Mr. Leo, and this kind of frightened Mr. Leo too, because I told you Mr. Leo had a past that he didn't tell me about. He thought I wasn't gonna find out. And that's why the first time we stopped talking. So Mr. Leo, and yeah, he went to jail for that too. But anyway, so Mr. Leo, when the guy walked away, I told him, I said, that all the story he just said when I was not true, right? And he said, oh, yeah, people usually leave stuff out. I said, no. He was doing something with somebody's child, and that person wasn't okay with that. And he's like, oh, are you accusing him of being blah, 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 because da, da, da. I said, I guess you forget that I'm spiritual and I can see stuff and I'm feeling stuff. And yeah, he's a weirdo. So of course he's like, oh really? So the guy come over, I'm thinking he's gonna be like, yeah, she said you're a weirdo. So he's just talking to the guy, yeah, I love working here. And y'all, I'm just sitting here thinking like, this motherfucker's a lie. Like, bitch, it was all on my face, y'all. I'm sitting here drinking the coffee, taking the creamer. I must put like 6, 7 creamers inside this one little ass cup of coffee. Because I'm just like, this motherfucker is wrong. And sure enough, y'all, right hand up the motherfucking guy. My friend at the time, one of my ex friends at the time, was a manager for McDonald's. Right, one step down from it being her store. So we're there and we're eating, and she actually told me to go drop off some money for her, and I was like, "Girl, no, like I'm way over here, and I got to drive way over there to do all that, girl. Yeah, I would love to do the favor for you, but girl, I'm a little whatever." And she's like, "No, I really need you." So I'm like, Spirit's like, "No, girl, you can have her to," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So I'm like, "Girl, can you?" So of course she's like, "Yes, girl, you do me the favor, I do the favor." Okay. So she ended up giving me some free shit, y'all, like um French fries and something else. So I'm sitting there eating, y'all, and I tell her, like, "Girl, I'm gonna go ahead and just go because I'm feeling very uncomfortable, right?" And we're not talking right now, y'all. But if we ever get back into good state, bitch, and I'm gonna remember this too. She can testify to this. That I'm not making this shit up, bitch. And it's Sunday too that I threw away $700. By the way, $700 in cash in a paper bag that I actually went back and retrieving it because Spirit showed me exactly where's that, y'all. And the park that it was thrown away at was in the middle of the fucking ghetto, and they would always check the trash. And girl, it was in that park for 2 hours, y'all. So Spirit was with me that day. But anyway, bitch, I'm in here in this restaurant, and I'm just like, "Yeah, girl, I'm gonna go because I'm not feeling comfortable." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Girl, I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now." She's like, "Why?" And I was like, I don't know, girl. I just feel uncomfortable. Y'all, why did the guy come in? And I'm like, uh-huh. That's the motherfucker right there. And I go to tell her, "Girl, you know that guy right there, he was at Denny's with me and Mr. Leo, and you know that he was telling Mr. Leo he got to fight one of the customers, and girl, I was seeing him do some weird shit to some kids." And she's like, "Girl, right?" I said, "Yeah, him right there." He was gone, y'all. And I was like, "Oh, girl, he was just in here." And she was like, "Wait, did he have on pajama pants?" Yeah. Oh, I didn't see his face. I said, "Girl, that is the motherfucker. I'm telling you right now." So, girl, of course, she's like, "Well, we're going to go on Megan's Law." Yeah, this bitch went on Megan's Law. She went on Megan's Law and she put in the area that we were at in that perimeter because he had on pajamas, so that means he wasn't too far. And she went to school to be a parole officer, so she has that criminal justice background and stuff. And of course, I'm a PI, so bitch going into that. So she's looking, going on there, and I'm like, "Girl, that's him." Sure enough, bitch, they were wanted. He was wanted right now. That's why he got up and he left hella quickly. He was wanted because for one, there was a situation that happened, and for two, he did not update his fucking address. And I said, "Oh my God, I'm gonna call Mr. Leo, bitch, and tell him about this because I knew motherfucker." So of course I get on Megan's eye, screenshot it, bitch, send him the picture of the motherfucker. And he said, "Wow, that's crazy. He didn't seem like that type of guy." I said, "Yeah, because you're seeing him physically. I'm seeing him spiritually. I'm seeing him energetically." And the energy was a little off. He was very perverted. And the energy that I got, like I said, he was not into grown women. He was not into grown women. He was not even into grown men. Okay? He was a damn chomo. So I said, "Bitch." Y'all, that was creepy as fuck. So like I said, it was some Oprah shit going on. And I said, "Honey, listen, they're gonna find him." And then of course they got up on him. I'm just saying because that's not I'm not that type of girl. But they caught on to some tea. They allegedly located him, and he was gone again. I said, "Yeah, bitch, he's always on a run." And then he had a whole nother look too, y'all. He tried to dye his hair, and I'm just like, "Dude, you have this one face that nobody else has. You have this one face nobody has. Even if you bleach your hair, dude, we're gonna still know it's you." And then the audacity to be there in public and a place that he was at, y'all, there'd be a lot of cops in that area too. I was like, "This motherfucker's crazy." So of course I ended up going to go do that favor for my friend, y'all. And yeah, anyway. That was the story about that, honey. Come on in there, Jay. Yes, honey, Jay. Come on, 1111 coach. Hey, Mystic. I'm watching, but I'm going to rewind the beginning now because I missed your notification. Oh, come on in here. I know that's right, honey. Listen, I told my sister today that YT has slightly shadow banned. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, my core contributors, honey, will be here regardless, honey. Girl, they can go ahead and be like, "Bitch, we're gonna keep your subscribers under 600." Bitch, that's okay. We're not here for the subscriptions, honey. Okay, hello. That's called buying spirits, girl. We're not here to buy spirits, honey. So anyway, listen, for the class, before I forget to, for the classes, and I'm gonna be not gonna be here for too much longer. So for the classes, okay, because girl, I did a lot of stuff today, y'all. A lot of stuff today. A lot of stuff. Two things. The classes. You have until the first. And maybe I'll do a little mini video tomorrow. You have until the first to sign up for the classes. I got 2 emails today. Of course, that always happen. Girl, but I told Spirit exactly how many people I wanted to enter this class, or Spirit told me, because I said I'm going to offer a class. Spirit said, bitch, you're going to do this. Okay. So there's a certain amount of people I want in these classes anyway. So the first is going to be just that. The first, you have until the first to sign up for all the classes that are on the Blogspot right now as the new classes. If you check classes and you look at that tab, those classes are always available. You can always sign up for those classes. But the class that you see on the Blogspot just says new or recent or special. Like I said, those are revised, refreshed, rejuvenated, and or live classes. Okay. So like I said, you have until the first for that. Like I said, going into the readings, going into casework, everything will be different on there. Someone did contact me several weeks back about casework. We did part 1. I've not heard back about part 2. And of course, because we're under the new standards, we're under the new guidelines. Unfortunately, the price that I quoted her will not be the same. There's no tea, no shade with that, but it will not be the same because, of course, like I tell you, I'll be on it. If we do work on this day and you say, listen, I'm trying to do this on this day, that, listen, I'm ready for that. I don't schedule things because today I might say I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then something else comes up that I have to do. I won't say that's more important, but I need to do it. So, like I said, that's why we're changing and we're updating casework and how we move with that. Because like I said, everything's just kind of open now and this and that, and like I said, it's what it is, honey. Spiritual work is definitely a necessity, but at a certain level, it is not a necessity. What do you call that? It's a luxury. Okay. At a certain level, it's a luxury. Because at the end of the day, okay, there's a lot that goes into a lot, and it's not just simply doing something very, very lightly going into this. Like I said, once again, while we're updating price and stuff, I did some really, really heavy work. I would say this year long, we've done about 4 heavy caseworks. That means that I only focused on that work that is being done, nothing else, no one else. And of course, I did my other stuff. But anyway, so I did work on an individual. And of course, the individual is being very, oh girl, like I'm even thinking about before we do casework from now on too, that we're going to have to do a pre-casework class. And I think I mentioned this before, but I'm really, really thinking about doing that. There will be a pre-casework class. So you'll pay for consultation. You'll pay for the pre-casework class. And then if you're ready for the actual work, you pay for that work. Because people don't understand the process. They don't understand the protocol. They don't understand how everything works. Like there's levels to things. There's not just you send the money over and bam. Okay, I got my product here. Let's get busy. Like it is a preparation. And now we're going into conjuring your summonings or waking up spirits and energy and then asking them for their guidance. Because some situations I'm not aware of, like going into giving birth to a child. In this life, I've never given birth to a child. So someone come to me and they say, yeah, I'm trying to work with fertility, or I'm trying to get pregnant. I need you to help me. It's like, I'm helping you because Spirit is telling me what to do. Spirit is showing me the way. Spirit is coming in, and probably even the child that you're trying to conjure up into this realm will come in and say, this is what they need to do. This is how they need to do it. And so either way, it's a process. And that's why when people would reach out and be like, I'm checking in on a casework. No, the fuck you're not. This is not like a McDonald's order. This is not like you put in an order to order a cake and we're making a cake for you. This is a customized, individualized, prioritized situation. Okay. And like I said, it depends on what energy you're bringing to the table. It depends on the type of work that we have to do. And of course, you will know up front. So we don't play with that. And so, like I said, you just have to prepare, y'all. And sometimes it's a lot. It's a lot to go into to prepare things, like a lot, y'all. Like I won't even go into it. I wanted to do a little vlog session where you guys will kind of see behind the scenes. We also have to do candle or the camera thing, which of course I'm gonna get back into that too, because we actually have a little cute little spaced outdoor where I do most of my energy work at for myself. But anyway, so like I said, it's a lot. And people don't understand that. People think it's just you come to the spiritual person and you pay them. And even people who don't know about this shit, they think that they're just gonna, oh, I'm gonna make good money after this. Honey, you're buying people's spirits, you're buying people's energy, you're buying people's luck, you're buying people's problems, you're buying people's health issues. Somebody come to you, they have an aneurysm, they have any type of illness in them, whether it is a self-inflicted curse, somebody put that on them, you're opening yourself up to channel that energy too and to bring it onto yourself. And if you don't cleanse yourself, bitch, you gotta go. And I told this, there's stories of spirituals who have been taken out. And people don't want to talk about that. Yes, life and death is a serious thing and we all will go through it. But some people be dying of weird, strange circumstances. And like I said, this is why you have to be very, very careful with what type of energies you work with, who you pay to do your work. And if you're a spiritualist taking money, make sure you know exactly who you're dealing with when you get that money. And so going into that, one of these cases that I did this year, it was just a lot of trouble. Like it was other stuff there outside of what they're wanting to get done energetically. And I won't even go into because of course I did not ask them for their permission to talk about this. And of course, I don't think this person's a very sensitive person, but some people are. Like you talk about anything with their story, they're sending you an email and they're saying, hey, you were talking about my story and I don't appreciate that and confidentiality. Yeah. So she had a whole bunch of issues outside the work we're doing. And so I basically gave her options on the work. Like, here are the options. You pick the options. Spirit is telling me this is definitely we need to focus on. Even though I do see there's other stuff going on. And I'm telling this. If I see there's other stuff going on, you're coming to me for this situation. Bam, this one needs to be done. It needs to be done in steps. Okay. This is the price for each of them, but it needs to be done in steps. So, of course, we get started. We do everything. I prepare myself as usual, going in, doing, the preparation. And in the process, two separate things happen in the process of prepping. And so I started on the work a little bit while I'm prepping. And I'm like, okay, Spirit, let me see what's going on. And sure enough, I'm seeing a whole bunch of shit here, y'all. Like trauma coming up. I'm seeing like this person is playing with different people's energies. Like they're getting readings, they're getting casework done, they're getting that done. Oh, it didn't work with this person. Let me go to this person. Like they're literally shopping around with spiritualists. And I was telling people you can do what you want to do. But energy is energy. And you're letting everybody tap into your energies and vibrations, so you're not a strong person. Okay, obviously, because that's why you're paying people to do your work. You're not energetically, emotionally stable, mentally stable to do the work yourself. So when you're sitting here, you're letting this picture do your work, that picture do your work, this picture. These people are literally eating away at your energy. And so you're just becoming this food, basically. I mean, I didn't say like that, but that's what you're doing. So that's why you need to pick one, maybe two, because maybe one is like I only do the light work. Maybe one I'm only doing the dark work. You do want to do the light stuff. You do want to do the dark stuff. But anyway, you only stick with one or two. That's it. They know everybody, and I'm going to go get a reading done in this city. I don't know who this reader is, but I'm going to go do it. Ain't no doing that. So she was doing that, and of course, I'm doing the work, and I tell her, hey, there's a lot going on right now. I need you to calm down. Whatever you're doing, readings, whatever you're doing, don't do none of that stuff while we're working on this energy, because readings deal with energy, casework deal with energy. Okay, so if one person's working on your energy via the casework and the one person's working on your energy via the reading, you don't know if they're an energetic vampire and they're pulling energy from the work that's being worked on you through the casework. So that's why I say, bitch, don't do that. And so either way, she listened, but things are happening. And I said, bitch, not up in this house. So y'all, in the middle of me doing the work, I have to do work on top of that work. Now, mind y'all, I did not reach out to this person. I did not say I need more money because, like I said, we don't operate like that. Okay, we're very genuine to spirit, and we trust in our spirit. So when I tell you a price, that means that bitch, that's what I'm giving for my spirit. Those are the gifts for my spirit to come on in. That's the bidding I do for my spirits to come in to fight for whatever the fuck we need. Okay. So I'm not gonna say, oh, by the way, I'm doing more work on top of this. I need more money. That's what I would tell you guys. If we say 7 to 21 day level of work, give me until 28 days. Give me until 45 days. But do not be like, oh, hey, it's been 3 weeks. What's going on? Because of course, I might put you in your place and say, listen, ma'am, there's a lot of shit that you're doing right now that you need to stop doing. You need to stop fucking other people while we do this love spell. Okay, you need to stop playing and flirt with your ex that keeps coming and seeing you and your kids while we do this love work. Like, you need to stop that. And of course, I hurt people's feelings. Listen. So, like I said, a lot of stuff was coming up, you guys. And I just said, yeah, honey. We're talking about girl. Like, I won't even go into it. There was just so much shit. So, we did it. I reached out. I finished it. I told them exactly what to do on their end. Like I said, we were supposed to be multiple parts. We did the first part. It was supposed to be 3 parts. We did the first part. I have not heard back from this person for the second or third part. And like I said, it's going to be different anyway. When they do reach out to me, I probably will send them an email tonight and let them know too that's going to be different because, like I said, we're not doing that here no more, honey. If it's on my frequency, if it's in the arena that I'm doing, right, manifesting and winning in certain levels, I'm gonna do it here. But if it has something to do outside of that, like, honey, I'm not stuck on that. I'm not in that mindset. Oh, bitch, like I said, we won't be doing it here. So you'll be paying for the travel expenses. I tell you, I know when it comes to breakup work and stuff, I don't do that in my home because my home is not about breaking up any type of energy. Okay. Breakup, brokenness, it all equates to the same thing. And this is why when it comes to your house, I tell people that there are power in places. Okay. There are power in places, or there's places of power. Okay. Going in from your car. Okay. Going in from the front yard, the backyard, the side of the house, the garage, the driveway, the street in front of your house. Okay, if you're that type of witch, you do work outside. Okay, we're getting into this. Going into the graveyard, certain parts of the graveyard. Like, there's places that have certain power that you work with. And so, like I said, my house is whole. Okay, my house is about healing. It's about prosperity. It's about uplifting. It's about raising the frequency. And just certain things are not on that frequency. So, of course, I still do the work because, of course, sometimes I got to get down and dirty. Sometimes I need to break some shit up. Sometimes I need to fuck a bitch up or two. But I ain't doing it in this house because now the energies that are here are like, wait a minute, honey, you trying to do some love work this week? The next week you want to fuck some shit up? Oh yeah, honey, we're a little confused here. That's when spirit come in and you start having shit falling down, breaking, shit blowing up, candle, shit flying across the room, dogs barking at the thin air because they're like, what the fuck's going on here? Some type of energy that opened up. And I'm like, girl, we ain't doing that. So, like I said, that's why it's so important to know when to hold them, when to fold them. We'll keep it there. Update on case where it's going into the class, like I said before. And of course, we have until the 1st. And of course, if you pay for the live class of any of those classes, you let me know your availability and we'll go from there because we still got a whole, 3 or 4 days? Okay. You let me know your availability. And of course, there's something I was going to say too. Those of you who did the bidding, come on in here. Shout out to my bidders out there. Yes, honey. Shout out to my bidders. I actually anyway, I thought that was something, but it's not. Listen, for those of you who did the bidding, okay, I was supposed to be mailing off your stuff by Wednesday. I did say that. Yes, I did. Forgive me. I don't know. Y'all not worried about it, honey. I know y'all not worried about it because people who won the bidding, anyway, they're always supporting me, and I appreciate you very, very much. And so I said I was going to mail it off by Wednesday, which was today, but it'll actually be mailed off. It will actually be mailed off tomorrow. Friday will be the latest. Only reason for that is I want to send you pictures of what you're getting. Right now, I was going to actually show, but yeah, yeah, like I said. So tomorrow, I'll be sending you guys pictures for those who worked the who won the bidding, and it'd be nice of you to, when you get your stuff, to come in here and tell us about your stuff, honey. Okay, you guys are gonna love your surprise that I'm gonna include in the packages, honey. We went to our favorite place, and I actually got the last of something for one of you guys, one of the gifts that I'm sending. And so yeah, so like I said, that's what we're gonna do with that. So yeah, definitely you'll be hearing from me. The latest will be Friday. Okay, I'll get out there Friday morning to mail that shit off. Okay. To go from here, I like to check my PO box. Okay, my PO box is a drive. It's always a drive because they're always out of PO boxes when I move somewhere, honey. I gotta go out. Okay, we're talking about like several hours out, girl. Hello. But anyway, so like I said, Friday. What else? We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff, y'all. A lot of stuff. I hope you guys are keeping your mind right and your mind tight. Keeping your spirit good. Mental health is very, very important. What you put in your body is important. We need you to feed your minds. Okay, positivity, raising your frequency, raising your thought patterns. And that's the simplest way to raise your frequency is how you think. Okay. And what else? Going into reading days too. Friday, when I come back on here, Friday, I will have, like I said, update prices on casework. It will be on the blog spot by then. We'll also have there was something else I was going to say right now. Something just came up. Something just came up right now about the Haitians. Just right now. And that's how I just forgot what the fuck I was going to say right now because that just came up. And I'm not going to talk about that right now because, of course, I love my Haitian people. Okay. I love my Haitians. Okay. Shout out to my Haitians. Okay. There's just a lot of funny shit that's going on. And as we talked about before, girl, this is perfect timing for the Power of Five class. Because we're going into the changing of spirit. See, going back, come on in here. Going back several weeks ago, okay, before the alleged thing that happened with the president over there in Hades, okay, there's a lot of stuff that's changing. And people got a little offended by what I said. Not a lot of people, but some people. People that are really not in the known. And that's why I told my sister today too. That's another reason why I kind of stepped back a little because I can't voice my opinion without people. Oh, so you hate black women? And I'm just like, why do people pull that shit? Why do people pull that shit when it's convenient? It's like the race card. And that's just annoying as fuck to me. And I just know that ignorance is ignorance, and that's why I choose not to entertain that shit. It's just like, sus. It's like, sus. It's, girl. Like, if we knew each other, like, outside of the internet, and this is all jokes aside, like, you don't know me. I don't know you. Everything that we know about each other is based on what I can see and feel when I do a reading for you and or what you've given me. And the same thing with me. You don't know what I do when I'm not on here. You don't know what time I sleep, what time I wake up, what foods I eat, who I'm fucking, who I'm sucking in my single, what I do, how I live. Like, you don't know none of this stuff. So anything that you say about me or to me, I'm never going to take personal because you don't know me personally. Okay? Just like if I said something to you, you shouldn't take personal because we don't know each other personally. So like I said, people are just amazed. And of course that goes into trauma. Okay, it goes into trauma, and trauma could still equate ignorance because ignorance is the lack of knowing. And according to the scriptures, it says that my people will perish for the lack of knowledge. So if you do not have knowledge, or you have a lack of knowledge, you are definitely motherfucking ignorant. And there's no tea, there's no shade with that. Okay. And so, like I said, um, people took offense to when I said about it, what's going on with Hades and even going into voodoo and feeding spirits, chickens and stuff. And I'm just like, honey, these spirits don't want that no more. And I'm telling you this from a spiritual perspective. I'm not about black spirituality. I'm not about white spirituality. I'm not about Native American spirituality. I'm not about this spirituality. I'm about spirit. I'm about spirit. And I see spirit. I hear spirit. I feel spirit. And a lot of times, like I said before, I suppress it because things come up about things, about people, even people I deal with personally, to where I'm like, I don't want to be, I don't want to be, that's not my business. I'm not going to confront them about a lie. They said, they said they were fucking and sucking and they got paid for it. That's not my business. Like, I'm not about to confront them on that. But spirits like, bitch, they didn't get paid for that, honey. They were doing it for free. They got it on the free girl, where we called them free die. Okay, anyway. Bitch, you're a dummy for doing it for free. Frida. Oh my God, yes. Anyway, so people are like, this sounds stupid as fun. We were doing it for a long time. And I told y'all, like the Old Testament, like the New Testament, the Old Testament require certain things like the sacrifice of the goat, the sheep. Even at one point in time, it was sacrificed for human beings. Your firstborn son and shit. Let's talk about it right now. And so that is not needed no more because there's new energies, there's new ways. And I told y'all going into the Marvel movies and the comic movies, that's why I love these movies. They talk about how the Orishas are changing and they're using certain cultures to talk about the change because they flat out and showed you that Aquaman was a black man. And we know it because the real history of Aquaman, it does say that it was a white man and a black woman. You better do your research. You better fucking do your fucking research, girl. When that mama got cast into the deep abyss level, honey, like I said, but you do your research on who the fuck Aquaman was. That was a biracial person. That's why in that movie they had Jason Momoa, who looks like a very biracial, racial ambiguous individual, that had him being Aquaman. But like I said, they were showing you these water creatures and what they call marine agents and their abilities and the principalities and the levels of spirituality of the underworld. And of course, there's levels to the underworld, like there's levels to the outer world or upper world, whatever the hell you want to call that. Okay, there's levels to that to heaven. Okay, and so like I said, from what I see and what I feel, there's no more sacrifices of chickens. There's no sacrifices of raising a chicken and you want to cut up because, bitch, you can live without that. Like I said before, that is not your main way of surviving. Back then, they were craving chicken and horses and goats and all this good stuff, bitch, because they knew that was your way of surviving. They knew that your only way of surviving was through selling your stock, right? So, oh my God, I'm about to, cut this chicken up, and this chicken could feed me and my family for 2 years. Oh my God. So they crave that. Now they want your cell phones. Now they want your friends. Now they want materialistic shit. Now they want your sexual gratifications. Going into the American Gods, they're breaking it right down in front of you. These are all spiritual things that are taking place, and people are they're not paying attention to them. So like I said, energies are shifting. Spirits are wanting different things. And this is why people are losing favor. And nothing is new under the sun. And I tell you this with love because I'm about, once again, energy. Going into why everything that I make is customized because I like that personal experience. I'm about connecting with your energy, your vibration, and giving you what you need for that. I don't care about making 100 items that I can sell for $30 a piece to make all that damn money when it's like, but each individual ain't going to benefit from that because when it comes to money, different people have different needs of money. When it comes to healing, people have different types of healing. When it comes to protection, people have different types of protection. So I need to know what type of protection you need so I can customize it for you. Okay. And so, like I say, energetically, I'm going to tell you what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling energetically. And that's the arena that's how I move. That's how I speak. That's how I walk. That's how I talk. If energy ain't right, bitch, I ain't fucking with it. I don't care who it is, what it is, how much money is on it. I don't care about that shit. I don't care if it keeps me at 600 followers. I don't care if it keeps me where people are writing fucking fake reviews about bitch that ain't making or breaking me. My life is outside the internet. My life is real outside the internet, bitch. I've accomplished a lot of things through hard work and dedication and motherfucking discipline. And can't that bitch and that hoe take that away? Now they have nothing off the internet, so bitch, they have to build something up on the internet. That's why they want to fight over their domain. Bitch, you can have it. Bitch, with or without a bitch, I'm gonna be me. With or without a bitch, this shit's gonna be exactly where it's at now. And some. So, like I said, there's just a lot of stuff going on, changes, and people are playing with it. People are playing with it to where they're even calling these energies different energies, and it's not. It's the same fucking energy. It's the same energy. People act like they're actually being possessed, and they're taking principles of the Buddhist, principles of the Chinese, principles of the Hindus, principles of the Africans, and they don't want to say I'm connected to voodoo, I'm connected to that. So now it's just they're using these different principles and they're making it their own. There's a spirit coming through right now, and it's a new spirit, and they're calling themselves Chromosonian. And it's just like, what the fuck? The spirit called Chromosonian? Or they're taking the names and they're revising the names. Like instead of saying, Santa Muerte, they're saying Santa Mirta. And it's like, Santa Mirta? What kind of spirit is that? Like, ma'am, that's not a misinterpretation either. Because if a spirit is coming to you and the spirit is showing you them, she would have gave you her real name, because Santa Muerte is not even her name. That's the names that the humans gave her. If you want to go into spiritual breakdowns of when spirits come to you and how they show you them, it's the rawness. It's not this is my name and this is what people call me, so I want you to call me that too. No, when a spirit connects you, bitch, they're gonna say, yeah, people call me this, but this is my actual name. And bitch, you'll know, like, bitch, this is her name. So when the name come up again, you went, okay, this is really her. Going into servitor and servant spirits, as I said before, a lot of people be playing with these spirits, act like they're dealing with Oshun and shit, and they're dealing with demons. Yeah. Act like they're dealing with any type of Risha, any type of goddess, any type of Loa, and they're fucking with demons. Like, girl, if that's really who they say this, then call them by their name then. Let's see if they come. Call them by their name. Don't call it, going into plants and medicine. So that's why things have their Latin name. Okay? That's why things have their Latin name. Lavandula. Bitch, you're going to call them the name that they're given, or the name that is there. It's not the name that they're given. Bitch, and that's how you awaken that energy. Oh, well, this is called this, but people also call it this. Okay, girl. Rat tails cob. Go ahead, girl. Do your energy with the rat tails cob, girl. Something else, but go ahead. Do it. So anyway, like I said, energies are shifting. You're changing. So the spirits are definitely changing. Oh, come on here. The needs and the wants of the spirits change, because the spirits are still the same. And even going into the Bible too, the Bible says that El Shaddai stays the same, right? Why did the Bible need to point out that El Shaddai stays the same? Is if all spirits stay the same. Hello? 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 I cannot wait to do that Power of Five class, y'all. I cannot wait to do that Power of Five class and the Bible Magic class, because there's a lot of shit we're going to be talking about in that class, which makes so much sense with some of these people they be saying, but I be so confused. So they be like, I'm an Afro-Satanist. But yeah, they're talking about European Norse magic, and I'm just like, wait, that's not the same thing. And they didn't steal the shit from you, because if you were really the African Satanist that you claim you are, then you'll be talking about these type of things, not those type of things. You'll be talking about lunar deities and not solar deities, bitch. And I said what I said. I said what I said. Hello? Bitch, ain't nobody listening with that. Ain't nobody listening with that, girl. You be talking about melatonin, not serotonin. But you talk about serotonin, bitch, because you're not about that Afro anything, bitch. That's the made up shit. We know that the real term is necro or negro. We know that. Bitch, Afro and all this shit, all shit's made up. Nigga, Afro, Negro, bitch, Ebo, Neor, all that shit is made up, girl. I'm an Afro spiritualist. Oh, I'm an Afro spiritualist. Oh, girl. Didn't the white man give you that title? Didn't a white man give you the term Afro? I didn't know you self-proclaimed that. Hello? Hello? Yeah, you called yourself something else like Kush or Kusa or uh Kamanon. Now we'll be talking. If you call yourself Kaman, come on, Kamoon, then I say, oh, okay, they really getting in on that. But that's like I said, that's over here. See, that's a little too up there for some of these motherfuckers, girl. They're a little too remedial, girl. Talk about they hate certain type of people, but they're speaking the language and shit. How does that work? Using their terminology and their vernacular. How does that work? If you really are connected to what you say you're connected to, then learn how to speak one of these languages then. Hello? And there's many languages in the motherland, allegedly. Speak one of those languages then, if that's really your tea. And they'll follow. Why are you still reaching out to people that are so caught stuck in the trauma like you are? And that's really, oh, well, I'm awoke and I'm connected. Well, help raise people frequency and vibration then. One thing, and I'm gonna be done off of this. We know that the greens come of the earth. We know this allegedly, right? Ganja, marijuana, Mota, Mary Jane. We know they come from the earth allegedly. Isn't it ironic though that when things start changing, the same people who had you trapped and stuck in the box, in the words of Auntie Lauren Hill, give a shout out to Auntie Lauren Hill. Hey, honey. Yes, hey, honey. We got to say hi to her in the spirit world. Hey, Auntie. Yes, honey. Uh, isn't it funny that they want to start selling it and stuff? Now they want to get their hands in on it. And I'm like, if they want to profit, if they want to make profit, not prophesize, if they want to make profit of anything that is natural and of God, that means they have figured out a way how to contaminate it and how to manipulate it for their purpose. You think they grow marijuana over there in Africa? You think marijuana is a natural plant that grows in Africa? Please let me know. Please let me know, honey. Hello? Please let me know. And I tell y'all, cannabis oil is very different from marijuana. My niece uses cannabis oil. That stops her from getting her seizures and stuff. She's been using it since she was 4 years old. That's very different from smoking it, though. Anyhow. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot. Come on, Apex. How you doing, honey? Yes, honey. There's a lot going on. A lot that needs to be said. People love to have fake outrage. Of course. Jay. Mystic, do you think a love working can be powerful enough to split your person and someone else up, or would one always need a breakup working to pair with the love working for new triangles? Okay, that's very interesting because Spirit must have told you to ask me that because that was actually something I was going to talk about. So all things that is done magically has to be maintained. It has to be maintained magically. Okay, all things. Unless the situation is one of those final things where you're like, okay, I got to get this neighbor the fuck up out of here. Once they're gone, that's a final thing. Now, of course, the work that you would do maintenance work on is to keep the peace in your home, keep the peace around the area, so you don't have the same problem. So all workings need maintenance work, for one. Okay, for two, work should be done until you see the results that you need. And this is why I tell people, I give myself a timeline because I'm that sure of my spirits, I'm that sure of my mind, and I'm that sure of my own energies. Okay. Everything should, if nothing's manifesting within 3 to 6 moon cycles, and I would say 9 if you've been dealing with it for a very long time. We're talking about like 20 something years, right? 20 something years of something. Okay, 9 lunar cycles will be very, very light. Okay, 9 lunar cycles, you should definitely have your resolution with that. Other stuff we can say 3 to 6. Sometimes it happens in one lunar cycle. Sometimes it happened in two lunar cycles. Sometimes the lunar cycle didn't even complete and your stuff manifests. So going into breakups, because that is heavier energy, because you're working against two different people's willpower, and that's okay. I'm just saying, I have to let you know. You're working with two different people's willpower, okay? Obviously, they have other things they want to do and they're not doing it, right? Or one of them is really invested in something, what I'm trying to say. Like, it's your intention, which is you. It's the first person intention is the person. So, like I said, you're working with a lot of people's winning. And of course, there's a lot of shit I can say, but I don't want to put too much out there. Once again, haters are watching, honey, and they like to take fucking note. Okay, I need my fucking love donations, honey. Hello? Because bitch, what I do, bitch, it ain't taught in no fucking book. Anyway. So, splitting up people's considered black magic because it's going against people's will and it needs heavy energy. When I say heavy energy, that's like going into the Power of 5 class. Those of you who signed up, shout out to y'all, because we're going to go over the same thing and the difference between the heavy energy and the light energy. And we're working with the exact same thing. Let's say you wanted to work with a pink candle and jasmine flowers and rose flowers. You could do good work with that and bad work with that. It's not always about good or bad. Like I said, it's not always about, oh, this is only for good, it's only for bad. Oh, girl. Every place have its reason, and everything has its fucking season. So, anyway, can you stop licking my baby's eyes? Hello, excuse me. And not my baby, my mama. I'm sorry. I'm not get y'all confused. Leave my mama alone. Hey. Excuse me. You want him to lick your eye, mama? It feels good. Anyway, he's always licking her damn eye, y'all. Like, girl, when I first brought her when she was 2 months old, he was licking her damn eye. I'm just like, does that relax her? So why you keep licking her eyes and licking her ears, honey? So you gotta, like I said, you gotta do heavier work. The heavier the work, the more effective it is. Okay, and so yes, when you do this work for splitting up a situation, that's it. Now there's not no. I mean, if you want to, let me split up every triangle that comes in, every situation that come in. I think that's what you're asking. No, a breakup is the breakup, but of course you have to maintain the work. So you do breakup work initially between, let's say, Jimmy and Markeisha. Then when you do the work between Jimmy and Markeisha, now they split up, but now that means that Markeisha, or let's say you're doing the work on Jimmy has the ability to still attract other energy, because when one energy leaves, now you're making room for more energy to come. And that's what everything. So now, if your goal is to try to get in, now you have to do your working to pull in Jimmy. But still, Jimmy still have that open space, because once again, you manipulate the power, or you manipulated the energy to separate Markeisha and Jimmy. So there's still something there. There's still something missing, because you're still part of the equation either way. Whether you're part of their relationship together or going into a love triangle, you're still a part of that, because there's a connection between you and Jimmy, and there's a connection between Jimmy and Markeisha. So you have to, like I said, do that breakup work, then do the work to attract him, and then you have to always do work to make sure that any attachments or any energy that's trying to seep into your connection, you have to split that up too. And that's why Spirit, oh, come on in here. Spirit showed me what I need to see. Going to somebody else, another person who got a bed, honey. They were like, listen, honey. You told me not to put the protection on my skin, but I'm going to see it anyway. I said, listen, well, that's why Spirit told me to water yours down just a little bit. The ingredients are still in there, but Spirit said, bitch, this girl she liked to play. Okay, because she have your tea, girl. You like to see if fat meat is greasy. Oh, trust me, I learned my lesson. Oh, trust me, honey. I done learned my lesson, bitch. That's how I got scars and shit on my arms and shit, girl. I kind of had to see things for myself, too. People say, bitch, don't be walking through your house barefoot, or make sure everything is organized, bitch. Don't put it on the edge of the counter, bitch. I didn't listen. We talked about this before. Me stepping on glass and shit. Bitch, so like I said, I kind of have to learn myself. The spirit said, bitch, water her down because she might want to smell it and get it caught up her nose and burn her. See? Okay. See, you gotta listen to spirit, honey. Okay. So yes, love workings can be very, very powerful to split the person and the person that they're with. But you have to maintain it every so often. And of course, while you're doing the workings, spirit will tell you exactly how often you do it, right? When you do workings on people and things, you don't just do things to do it. You ask spirit for times, you ask spirit for this and that. Even going into you, like people don't know, going into candles and whether they're pillars or whether they're 7-day candles, you're supposed to keep a note of all this stuff because at the end of the day, the hour that you started it and the hour that it burned, let's say there's a 3-hour difference, that number will tell you exactly about your working. Going into, even the flame and the way the wax burnt down and all this stuff going to play. So spirit will tell you exactly a time frame. If your question about the work is, when will I see him? I'm doing the work on this man. Listen, I'm attracting my future husband. I don't know him yet, but when will this man come? Spirit will tell you. Whether it's through the candles, whether it's through your dreams, whether it's through your feeling. Oh my God, I'm seeing a lot of 3s. What's going on? I'm seeing a lot of 4s. Yeah, honey, something is in with the number 4. Now, of course, if this is the 4th month or the 8th month of the year, or even the 12th month of the year, of course, that could be, bitch, this month you're gonna meet him. In the next 4 months you're gonna meet him. On the 4th month, like I said, you have to interpret that. Or, of course, reach out and get a reading from someone to interpret it. But still, spirit tells you everything. Nothing is left in the dark. Say what I said, honey. Come on in here. Yes, makes so much sense. Spirit eats the materialism now, not the flesh. Of course, because we don't really care about that no more. Like I said, they sacrificed animals back in the day because that was their way of living. It was either their way of feeding their family physically, or it was a way of selling it to barter, excuse me, not sell. Some did sell, but to barter, to do other things. Like, let me barter this chicken for a pile of hay to feed the cows so we can have our milk. That type of thing. But now we don't need that. We can go buy milk in the store. Now we don't need it. We can go, like I said, now we don't need the sacrifice chicken. Like, we could go get a 9-to-5 job. If we need to feed our family, we go to Dollar Tree now. Like, there's so many ways now. So spirit's like, bitch, beings you're changed, we're changing. And that's what it's about. That's what I told y'all when I heard it a couple of years ago. Somebody's like, oh, you don't do offerings for your spirit? Honey, gratitude is the offering. That's a universal law. I don't care what religion you are. It's about the universal laws, honey. And you can sit here and fight with me all day long. I'm blessed. I'm healed. And I'm protected because I believe in the fucking universal law. And it has nothing to do with race, religion, sex, none of that shit. You follow the universal law or the laws of motherfucking Ma'at. And we're not talking about the laws that you make up. We're talking about the real tea. That's how you get ahead. And so, like I said, it did not make sense to me going into spirit and going into what people were saying, because I'm just like, that's some old tea though. Like, what are you getting? You can go get a chicken at the flea market for 20 cents. You're losing a 20 cents offering to get $1,000? And I'm not being funny. Going to TV and Azealia Banks doing her little chicken thing in the closet, and she has shit everywhere. Where did that get her? When you know better, you do better. And that's what I believe in. When you know better, you do better. Spirit wants what you feel like you can't live without. And I've been saying this for those of you who get kids to work with me. You know exactly what I'm saying. When you sacrifice something, it is something that you feel like you can't live without right now. So you're somebody who check Instagram every day to get a new job. You're gonna, okay, spirit, I sacrifice. Get on Instagram. I'll turn my phone off. I'll only turn it on. I only deal with it when I'm dealing on the phone. Of course, spirit knows. You bitch, you ain't fooling nobody, but you ain't fooling nobody but your damn self, girl. Spirit knows. Oh well, I'm not really checking. Spirit said, bitch, you like to have a lot of dick, right? So you need to refrain from dick for the next 3 to 6 weeks. Oh shit, what am I gonna do? Okay, and then you're over here creeping. Well, Spirit, I'm not over here looking to see so I can get his dick to tempt myself. I'm just looking. Hmm. Let me just keep that lid off there, honey. I got that fan on, honey. I want no dust. Okay, the little particles, honey, to float up in there. Yes, honey. Hopefully, they at least realize their Aboriginal practices. Come on in here. Okay, put what if one of the people is in love with the other person? Well, that's easier. So, once again, going into love work, if you are doing love work with somebody that you already know, it's easier to manifest your results with that love versus you doing love work on somebody who you don't know versus doing love work on somebody who really don't care about you. That's how things manifest. Oh, I did love work on this guy to love me and he still don't love me, so the spell didn't work. No, because everything is energy. And this is what people are not explaining to you guys. Everything is energy, so everything has to manifest. And one thing about love work can be very, very tricky. That's why you have to go into love work being only focused on the intention of being with the person you're doing working on. If you're somebody like me who have many suitors and you like all these suitors, doing a love spell, it's gonna fuck up. It's not gonna manifest fully the way you want it to, but you're gonna have this person become a very, very cycle, this person being distant from you, this person saying they're gonna kill you, they find out you're somebody else, like it's gonna be some crazy shit. Because once again, everything is energy. So energetically you have to walk into, once again, preparation. You gotta walk into the ritual only knowing that this person you're working on is the only one for you and the only one you're thinking about. You can't go in there and saying, well, I'm still holding on to my ex-boyfriend who used to cuss me the fuck out. I'm still holding on to the fact that before we broke up the last time, he called me a fat bitch. Like shit like that right there. Girl, that shit's gonna come up. Any type of working, not just with love, any type of work. You gotta go in there with pure heart, pure intentions. Anubis says, come, and your heart has to be lighter than the feather. Come with a pure heart. Pure heart equals pure intention. And when there's pure intention, the work manifests very quickly. Like I said, I've done work for myself and other people without even starting the work, just prepping for the work, and it fell through. I'll give you guys so many examples. I can even show you better than I can tell you. So, like I said, it's about the intention of it. If the intention is pure and you're going in there and you're like, listen, this is for sure what I want, I'm 100 and a thou. Bitch, I'm making it up now. 100 and 1,000. You're not gonna say 100 and 1,000. You're gonna say 100 and 1,000% sure that I want this. You do the work and it's gonna happen. You go in there, you're just like, I don't know. Actually, yeah, I don't know. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Let's give you a good example for a money ritual. You're doing a money ritual because you need $300, but you're being a little greedy because you know, okay, well, I'm doing energy work. I could turn a 300 into 8,000, and then you're like, okay, let me do the work. And then while the work is going on, you're like, actually, you know what? The time is coming up right now. All I need is 300, but listen, I'll be good with 1,500, spirit. So now you have three different numbers that are showing up in your energies while you're doing this working. And it has to manifest, but sometimes it'll manifest to where the money comes up. Let's say you wanted the 300 at first and then doing work on the 1,500, but you also wanted the 8,000. The 8,000 will come in, but now you have a bill that shows up that you got to pay the 8,000 towards that bill. That's how that shows up. Sometimes you're like, listen, this is what I want, and you're not sure about the dollar amount. You ask spirit for the dollar amount. Your mind is focused on something else, and then guess what? Spirit brings you in the credit limit. Oh, girl, that's happened to me too, girl. Don't feel bad about it. Girl, I remember one time, girl, we did a money ritual, honey. My friend and I, Lachey and I, and I'm like, Spirit, bring it, bring it, bring it. Spirit brought it. It was in a credit limit increase. I said, God damn. God damn. I should have been on point and I should have been specific. Spirit, bring the cash. Don't bring a credit limit increase. That's not my money, Spirit. Bring the cash. Anyway, always remember that, honey. Yes, hard headed leaves a soft ass. Is that what you said? No, hard headed asses. Okay. I know you didn't put. I know you didn't put hard head leaves a soft. I know it said hard head something. I told your screen is like in a weird angle. Yeah, hard head makes a soft ass. That means you'll keep falling on the ground. People thought that hard head means soft ass means that when you don't listen, I'm gonna whoop your ass a lot. No, a hard head makes soft ass means that you're gonna keep hitting your head and you're gonna always fall on that fucking ass. So you better be used to it. They could have said a hard head will always bust the ass, but they were like, yeah, let's not be too explicit. Ow! I cracked myself out. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, being the cash core, it a cashback ritual. Right, right. The home of desire smells too good. Oh, the film of desire smells too good. Listen, that's gonna work wonders when you get your stuff. Thank God your stuff only takes 2 days to get. So Friday, you'll get it by Monday. Let me see when the new moon is. Of course, leverage stuff are you. Well, actually, let me see. This is perfect timing for doing some T2, some breakup stuff. This is the perfect timing. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, so let's get into it. The new moon is actually on. The new moon is on October the 6th. So next Wednesday, right? No, not next Wednesday, the following Wednesday. Right? Yeah, the following Wednesday, right? Or no, it is next Wednesday. So you will get it 3 days before the new moon, and I would do two different things. One day I would start this, and I would start the breaking up the energy first, and then I will start a couple of days after the new moon. Because remember, the energy is good 3 days before, 3 days after. So 3 days before is kind of like working at Monday morning before the sun come up. Monday morning before the sun come up, you're working with solar and lunar energy, and vice versa, and so forth, so forth. Working Tuesday morning before the sun come up, you're working with uh, moon, lunar, and Martian energy, right? So that's where that goes into that. So like I said, you're working with that breakup energy, but you're also making room for bringing in that new love. So definitely you have your stuff in time for that, honey. Definitely. But new moon is good for establishing new things. Okay. The new moon should be the ending of something bad. Breakups that you're doing, hexes and curses should be the ending of that. From the new moon to the full moon, you're dealing with pulling in, creating, building, growing, expanding, healing, renewing, rejuvenating, redoing. Okay. And then from when the moon is full to when the moon is new, waning. Okay. Then you're dealing with destroying, taking apart, ripping apart, shutting shit the fuck down, whooping somebody's ass, whooping somebody's mama's ass. And of course, we talk about spiritual. We're not talking about physically, because girl, you don't get your hands dirty. Physically, they got the proof. Spiritually, they ain't gonna have shit. Okay. Now I want to say this before I go because this really, really bugs me. This really bugs me. Really, it really does. Really bugs me. And I'm curious to know. Me being a spiritualist, me being in tune, me being, you know, in the vibes and the frequencies, being able to get into the vibes of the frequencies, being able to walk with spirit, see spirit, taste spirit, feel spirit. The only time that my gifts ever, and this is why I don't like being stressed out, and I told you guys this before, is when you're stressed, your mind is like it's like a mosaic glass, right? You things are not clear, right? When you're calm and you're relaxed, things become so crystal clear. So the only time that you're not able to see things as a spiritualist, someone who has the gift to see, hear, taste, feel, and also the good stuff, and it's really heightened because we all have these gifts to a degree. The only time you don't have these gifts is when you're stressed out. And if you're stressed out in a relationship, that's a time, that's a sign to let it go. You're stressed out with a job, that's a sign to let it go. You're stressed out in a living situation, it could be a sign that it's time to move the fuck on. So, in my mind, people always want to go into gifts that they've had, and they're, oh my God, I've been this for this long, and you just don't wake up with your gift. Like, you don't be a non-psychic for 40 years of your life, and all of a sudden you're a psychic. That's not how that works. You don't have no type of spiritual intuition at all. And then there's something that happens where you need money, and all of a sudden you have the gifts to see and hear and also the good shit. Like, wait, what? So for me, people be so focused on the next bitch. Like, what's going on in this bitch, and whatever, hate, jealousy. They're so focused on that. But what I really want to know is, because I think that women naturally have an intuition. So if you're a female and you're a psychic, clairvoyant, right? You're actually gifted at that, right? That's your gift. That's your calling. That's what you're claiming as your way of making money. Then you're 2 times dumb over. Now, hear me out. You're 2 times dumb over if you had a baby with a man, dated a man, got in situations with friends, mans, business deals, buying a house, whatever it is, and you got fucked over in the end. Because for one, female's intuition is not just about the man you sleep with. It's not just about your children. It's about everything. So you didn't listen there. Then you're also claiming to be someone who's in tune with that gift. So that means your shit is girl, you're like female intuition times 10. So it's like, how exactly did you get into seeing things for other people? Once again, if you're stressed out, it doesn't happen because, of course, going into me. That's why it's good to have somebody who's also spiritually in tune, who you deal with. Because when you're like, oh my God, I'm just so stressed out, if you get there, that really happens to me. Like, sometimes I'm overwhelmed with work and stuff. I'm just like, oh my God, like, I'm hearing stuff, I'm seeing stuff, but I need to know what's real, what's not. And then, of course, someone can say, listen, everything is good. And I'm like, okay, that type of thing. But like I said, on a lot of stuff, on having a baby with the person, Spirit didn't come in and tell you that he was going to be a bummy motherfucker. Then to turn around and buy houses with this motherfucker, Spirit didn't tell you that he was going to be a good motherfucker. Like, I'm just a little confused. And some of these people, it's multiple situations on multiple things. Writing checks, stealing from the stores. Spirit didn't tell you that you were going to get caught. Like, your intuition is stepping in and say, baby, there's another way to do this. So I'm just like, I don't get it. But they be the first ones, and that's why I tell people, because I can practice what I preach. I can talk my shit and walk my shit. That's why I say I speak the way I speak, and I say what the fuck I say. Because I'm not just talking out my fucking ass. I'm not a bitch with a criminal record to judge other people that got a criminal record. I'm not a bitch out here claiming to be clairvoyant, clairaudient, and bump my motherfucking head with stupid ass shit and say, oh my God, but y'all, I have the ability to see things for you, and Spirit is showing me this. Like, that's not how that works. So I'm trying to figure out how and why is that possible, that people can see things for other people because money's involved, but you didn't see anything that dealt with free. So does the Spirit only work when it's paid? Or is there some foo-foo shit going on? Because for me, like I said, going into my life, bitch, I'm here, I'm living, I'm breathing, I'm walking, I'm talking because of my intuition. Something ain't right with this situation. Don't do it. No matter how desperate I was, bitch, I needed money, I needed food, I needed a place to sleep, I needed all that shit. Something ain't right. Don't do it. Something is off. Girl, yeah, you just feel it heavy in your body. It's like, ooh, oh my God, what is these knots coming from? That Spirit telling me, bitch, don't do it. So it's like, really? And then when intuition is guiding you and you're not listening, then that's when your ancestors step in. That's when your higher self step in and tell you no. And then you get an idea to do something else. So it's like, for me, like I said, I can speak about myself. I wasn't born into a rich family. I didn't grow up in the most nicest part of town. At one time there was 9 of us inside one motherfucking house. And when I say one house, it was a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom fucking house, bitch. With a small ass fucking backyard. So it's like I came from the statistics. You know, you're from that area, bitch. You're not supposed to graduate from high school. You do that type of thing, bitch. You're not supposed to be shit. You're supposed to have a criminal record by the time you're 21. But that's where the fuck I come from. And like I said, bitch, intuition, spirits, ancestors, common sense, whatever the fuck you want to call it, step in and said, there's another way. Because what you do now is going to always affect you. What you do now is going to always come back to you. And we all have trauma. My trauma may not be as severe as others, but we all have trauma. Especially being someone who is LGBT, bitch, you don't feel like other people. Other people can't relate to you. You always feel different. You always feel like you're out of place. You always feel like you're not connected. So, bitch, that's already traumatic. And to be forced into something that you're not, that you don't feel, that you don't vibe with, bitch, that's very traumatic. So it's like we all have been in traumatic situations. But for me, when you are who you are and the calling is there by the time you're 18 years old. That's why these movies, they keep talking about, or witch's power become fully developed at 18. At 18 years old, you have the right to identify the right from the wrong. Your logic and reason is a little off still. Don't get me wrong. That does not develop until you're around 25 to 27. That's why when you go rent a car, and you can look this up to see for yourself. That's why they only rent cars to you 25 years or older. They don't let you rent a car at 19 and 20 and 21. And we're talking about Enterprise, because that's the top of the line car rental services, honey. We're not talking about these other places, girl. We're talking about the real holy deal, real Phil Holyfield, bitch. So it's like, for me, even by 27, your gift should be there. So up until you are 40, you made all these dumbass decisions, and you're spiritually inclined, and you're genuinely connected to spirit, but you can't show us that proof because you've literally made mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And not even mistake, because like I said, I think mistake means the mark that is missed. And doing it one time is a mistake. Having 7 kids by 7 different men, that's not a mistake, honey. That's a character. That's a flaw in the character, honey. That's not a flaw in the matrix. That's a flaw in the character, in your character. So like I said, for me, that's what it comes down to. If you really are that girl, and you've always been, and you were the chosen one of your lineage to carry that torch, then what happened? And then how of a sudden did it change right now? Because your brain does become more heightened and more stronger. Once you get past 40, it starts declining. That's why it's important to stay on top of your exercises and keep your mind sharp, reading and writing. Hello? So it's like, bitch, who and how and why do these people think they're fooling? And then when you question it, you're a hater. Well, you don't know that story. Maybe there are different type of spiritualists. So there's a new type of spiritualist, even though she was born 40 some years ago. That's a whole nother decade. And we can break it down by the decades too, if y'all want to. Going into scientific evidence, celestial, or you could say astronomical or astrological evidence that that's not possible. If science don't back it up, if astronomy does not back it up, if astrology does not back it up, then bitch is what? Okay. And everything that we do is based on that. Hello, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Month comes from the word monthsil, which means the cycles of the moon. What month is this? Now we're talking. What month is this? This is October almost, or the 10th cycle of the year. The 10th lunar cycle of the year. So that's what we get into. So like I said, I never understood, and it's not probably really for me to understand because it's not really my business, but we're also not in competition. You know, you're the hottest thing, you know, you're God's gift to man, you know, because you were born with a natural vajayjay, you know, but yet you had to rob, steal, and kill in order to survive lightweight. Still got fucked up credit, couldn't afford to pay your bills, couldn't afford to take care of your children. But yet you reading me down. I need you to make it make sense. Make it make sense. You're spiritually in tune. You have all these spiritual abilities, allegedly. But you didn't see that baby daddy was a bastard? That he was a no good motherfuckers, bitch. We see that. I can see that from a mile away. And people say, oh, you're so mean. You're so mean. No, I'm not mean. Bitch, I know what I know. I see what I see. No, thank you. No, thank you. I know the behaviors of a bummy ass motherfucker. And I didn't need daddy or mommy to show me that because I'm spiritually inclined. Going into, like I said, money spells and rituals and all this good stuff. So there's rituals that have been designed for well over, because this is how our grandparents kept the house in the family. This is how our great grandparents and our second grandparents kept, or second great grandparents kept our houses in our family. And furniture, if you're that type of girl, if you got, you know, family heirlooms, photos and all the stuff, paintings and all that. That's how they kept it. Some of the shit was financed. Property was financed. And how you think they beat the banks from coming in and to repossession? Because repossession ain't new. And they only don't repossess cars neither. They can also take your motherfucking house, honey. What they call foreclosure. So how you think they kept these things open? They kept these things going. And they kept in good relationships with the bank. And even if if you come from a family of renting, how you think your grandmama stayed in the house for 60 something years, whatever, without ever getting evicted? So the same hoodoo, voodoo, juju, boo-boo that they did is still relevant today as it was then. So you couldn't do those little money rituals and spells to stop that bank from coming in and shutting you down. But you the baddest. Yeah. Yes, honey. You opened up that Capital One credit card, huh? Uh-huh. The Capital One credit card. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Had a $3,000 credit card limit. And you couldn't do a money spell to pay off that credit card. So now you have to file bankruptcy and tell the courts that you couldn't afford to pay off a $3,000 credit card. But you over here offering prosperity spells, money spells, giving monetary counseling in 2021. Please make it make sense for me. I really want to know. Because if it doesn't make sense, then it's not worth anything. And I would rather suck dick for $20 a pop than to be out here sucking dick for free and ain't got shit in my motherfucking name or shit that I can fall back on. And I said what I said. Now, I'm not saying that I do that because I know girls who do, and I'm not judging those girls. I don't do that. I don't have to do that. Hello? I don't have to. Woo. But I'm just saying, you're so proud of not selling it. I don't sell it. I never sold it. I'm not a hoe. I give it up for free. Oh wow, you smart, boo boo. Very smart. Yes, Miss Thing. Word. She didn't charge for it, but she gave it away. It ain't worth shit, I guess, huh? She gave it right on up. He wanted it and he got it. Uh-huh. And then she charging for it, and you coming for her? Talk about she's a hoe and she should be locked up because she endangering people. The fuck? Some guy told me in a little conversation we had the other day, y'all. He gonna tell me, and he's a behavioral technician. He gonna tell my ass as if I was some dumbass, simple-minded bitch. I think that prostitution and escorting and a man paying for a woman should be illegal because they're endangering everybody. And I said, really? I said, so how is a grown woman or a grown man endangering society when these are two grown people committing an act together? Because a prostitute ain't robbing the clients. They're not just sticking out a gun and saying, bitch, you want me to suck your dick? You better let me suck your dick. I want some money. Like, obviously the man came up to the woman and offered her something, and she said, I got a price, and he agreed to pay it. Now, I do know there are some girls out there that do set the clients up, but I'm just saying, overall. So this motherfucker gonna sit here and tell me, well, that's how STDs and STI stuff is getting spread. Can you prove it? Because the rates of the STDs and the STIs are very high. And if there's one or two or three or four or five, six, seven, eight prostitutes that are responsible for spreading the STD and STIs of millions of people, then God strike them down right now. Because I know for a fact it's the ones that's giving up for free that be contributing to some bullshit. Yeah, I'm not saying that hoes are the ones who are charging ain't out here getting shit. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, from my experience, from the people I've dealt with, the people I've seen and I've talked to, it's the ones that be giving it up for free on the free, that be sitting here taking loads down the throats, in the anal cavities, in the ear canals, in the belly buttons, on the lace fronts. Girl, they do it all. They be letting them stick toes in them, fingers in them, ears in them, nose in them. Girl, it's everywhere. And so I'm just like, that'd be the free shit right there. Cause the charge shit be having limits and restrictions unless you got that coin. And I doubt anybody over here in this old land right here, because we sticking with America. Ain't nobody dropping no damn $50,000 on no pussy or no dick or no ass or no mouth. Okay? So I know for a fact that they're not coming from the prostitutes, but they're coming for the ones that want to mix it up and flip it up and want to do it for free. Today they want to stick it in the booty hole. Then he didn't really come really hard from her. I'm telling you from what I know because I'm a femme dom, okay, and I'm a sexologist, bitch. Hello, I said it right now. I'm a sexologist. He got horny. His girlfriend, first of all, he got head from his girlfriend before she left for work. Before he left for work and she left for work. He didn't wash her saliva off of him. He did his thing. He's like, she didn't really excite me today. So he's the whole day thinking of calling around, getting the prostitutes and the escorts and the maybe some of the girls he know. Maybe it might be his baby mama's sister. So I don't know. Hey, what you doing after work? Yeah, I'm a little turned on. Can I come and see you? So then he show up to that house and he try to get some. And then she really wasn't cutting it. So he's like, oh, fuck it. So he go ahead and he find the next best thing. And then he sticks this thing up in, because this one has to be the kinkiest. Because he already tried the mouth, he already tried the vajayjay. Now he gotta try the ears, the nose, the booty. Like this next person gotta make him blow. And that's what he fucking did. He went to the next person, played it in the booty, played it in the ear, played it in the belly button, played it behind the neck, had the underarm pit, because there's bacteria in all these places, folding the underarm over the penis and just. So you have saliva from Mary Lou, you have vaginal from Stephanie Lowe, and you have anal, nasal, and underarm pits from Bobby Joe. All these bacteria are being introduced in the same day within 24 hours, and he didn't wash none of this shit off of him. So he got the vagina, he got the oral, and all that shit gets put inside the last person, which becomes the incubation. And there we have it. Now we got fistula, now we got staph, now we got chlamydia, gonorrhea, now we got a whole bunch of other shit. Now we have the attack of blood. Because, see, they go in and they say, HIV and stuff is the only sex transmitted disease that deals with the blood. But there's a lot of other shit that goes on with the blood, too. And so that's what we got going on here. And like I said, he's not paying for all this. Now, there are some people, going into me being an escort, and my other girlfriend being an escort, but she's a hoe escort. I'm not a hoe escort. You're not gonna pay me to fuck. Okay, bitch, you're giving me my money to be in my presence, because I really do think I'm a goddess. Okay, bitch, I'm that bitch. I'm here. What? What's going on? What? Okay, well, you want that? Then I need $15,000. Okay, that's and girl, they obviously didn't have it, and so they would go to her. No, first they'll come to me, and they'll be like, "Yeah, hey, what's up? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't do that. Okay, babe, thank you so much. I gotta go." And then they'll pick up that phone while they're walking out, and they'll call my girlfriend and think that we knew each other, because we don't look like, we don't talk like, we don't act like. Pick up that phone and say, "Hey, you free right now? I'm just getting off of work," lying and shit. Show up to her hotel room, and she's slapping and slobbering the door. So sometimes that happened too, where they got the $500 for this girl, then $300 for this girl. And I'm like, bitch, you could have just brought me $800 fucking dollars. So I'm like, for me, this for me, okay? I need it to make sense, okay? You're a spiritualist because you charge now. You were never a spiritualist before. You were doing it for free, huh? Okay, I'm a little confused with that. Your intuition has become heightened because you're charging for readings now, huh? But before you were charging readings, you wasn't that strong with your intuition. Someone had to teach you, because you didn't see that this nigga wasn't gonna be that motherfucker. You didn't see that after the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, it wasn't gonna work out. And I'm not judging, because it's not my concern what you do with your vagina or any of that, because I don't gotta worry about it. I ain't tingling and burning and itching and burning. I don't gotta worry about my walls being loose and prolapsing and falling out of me. I don't gotta worry about that. But I'm just a little curious of what exactly makes you this bitch. Another thing, if you want to really talk about it right now, come on in here. The yoni is connected to the moon, and the moon is connected to the water, the right side of our brain. It's also connected to spirituality, spirit, and into motherfucking tuition. So if you're letting Tom, Dick, Harry, Jane, Bo, Joe, all these people shoot their demon seed up in you, semen, demon, water spirits inside of you, and it is attacking your lower but yet higher self, how the fuck are you still intuitive? How the fuck could you still see with all that damn nut, all that damn demon and semen just blocking it and covering it up? And I don't give a fuck about it making a child, because the residue is still there. That's why we got goddess cleanses now, goddess baths and yoni cleanses and detoxifiers now. So that's where it's at for me. If that's connected to the lunar cycles, and that's connected to the right side of the brain, the spirituality and the gifts and all that good stuff, then like I said, I need you to make it make sense for me. Is that how that is done and over, and the residue is still there, that all of a sudden you can see clearer? I'm not asking for a friend, I'm asking for myself. And that's it. That's it for me. I would love an answer for that. I don't know if the girls have that. I don't know if the guys have that. I don't know what they call themselves. Now we got to be very, we got to be very PC correct now. So whatever they choose to identify as, I told my sister I'm a Sour Patch goddess. That's what I identify as. I identify none of this other stuff what we got going on here, honey. I'm a Sour Patch goddess. Okay? Bitch, don't call me trans. Bitch, don't say she. Don't say her. Bitch, you better say goddess, goddess, goddess. That's what exactly what it is, bitch. If you don't, bitch, I'm getting your ass for motherfucking discrimination, bitch. That's what it is. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna see exactly if I can get the F on my ID switched over to G. And don't be smart, motherfucker, because it's not for gay, it's for goddess. And I might have to put GD. Okay? So they know what it is. Bitch, and I might even take, you know what, fuck that. I'm taking a little sticker from the store and I'm going to cut it out and put it right over the F mark and put goddess in little tiny writing, bitch. So when they see the ID, they're going to say, a goddess, huh? That's damn right. You're damn fucking right. You goddamn right. Let me stop. Woo! Have I did something that only need to be worked for 2 days? Yes. I've done a lot of stuff that only have to be worked for 2 days. I did a lot of stuff that only have to be worked for 1 day. Sometimes you have emergency, Jay. Sometimes you have something to where maybe, I mean, I can list a lot of stuff. I almost said something, but something may come up. You may have a real bad emergency. You find out that maybe in 2 days, let's talk about it for a good minute right here. So let's say you're a drug dealer, Jay, right? And you got keys of drugs over there in your house. And then you find out that the city has to come into your house emergency because they find out that underneath your house you have a cesspool. So you're like, damn, I got to move all this shit out of my house in 24 hours. How am I going to do this? That's when you need some work. You need some powerful work, honey, to come up in there and move that. When I say you need some work, you need some work. You need some powerful spirits to come up in there and get that shit going. Because, bitch, you know they're watching. You know they're watching. You need some Santa Muerte to come up in there, honey. To come up in there and stop. Okay? Yes, honey. No matter their technique. I know that's right, honey. And ain't no such thing as a damn late bloomer spiritualist. It's sure not. That's called taught, and that's called fraud. You could be taught how to be a teacher because a teacher is based on the books. You could be taught how to be a mechanic because once again that is based on books because cars are based on books, but spirit is different from the mundane world. Spirit is not about books. So if it's you, it's always been in you. And I was telling people, like, there's no such thing as I didn't even know that I was a psychic until something happened. I was 42 years old, and then I realized I was a psychic. Like, you never had visions, dreams, sounds, feel things. Something ain't off. I'm having a dream that's like, girl, you didn't have nothing. I mean, well, I used to have little coincidences where I would say, you know, that would be funny if mom and dad is gonna be at home right now, and then you show up and they're there. Like, that's not really what I'm talking about because that's like a regular thing. Like you never had a hunch that something wasn't right and then something took place. Like, but now you're a spiritualist, and then you didn't build your spirits up. So I'm a little confused how that's possible. Like, just like with these actors and shit, these reality show people. Like, I'm not even an actress, and I just get so offended for these people, these Halle Berrys and shit. Like, a motherfucker could really be a nobody who auditioned for a reality show. In 1 year, the motherfucker's a fucking actor. He done been in fucking 20 fucking movies and made over $3 or $4 billion. Like, bitch, we not hating because the motherfucker did what he had to feed his family. But it's just like, but you had this bitch who was an actress since she was a little girl. You have this bitch that have natural gifts to be able to channel and because everybody don't go to acting school. She was able to channel and be these different characters And it took her a year. She had to go on casting calls. She had to spread her legs on casting couches. She had to have these phones with these Harvey Weinsteins and Rob Snyders and shit. She had to play with pig feet in her ears and shit. All this little nasty shit. And y'all have the audacity to say, girl, you did what you had to do. But bitch, we're gonna go in and rock with her because she been on 3 reality shows and she was the dumb bitch on there. Like, same thing with these spiritual people. Like, bitch, some people they are destined to be this. This is really who they are. They eat, they sleep, they breathe it. It's not something that they could just say, well, Spirit is telling me that I shouldn't fuck with him, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, that's not something that we can do. And so, bitch, you come into the picture because you have a criminal record and you can't get a regular 9 to 5 job, and you decided that, oh my God, this way to make money. Let me do the illusion. I'm gonna get the money. And so now, bitch, you're clouding the space. Now you're coming in. Well, I'm the real person because look at what I got going on. Look at my views. Look at my subscribers. How many clients is booking with you though? And how much work is actually manifesting? Because bitch, your work ain't manifesting for you. You got fucked up credit, you got a criminal record, and you got bankruptcy hovering over your damn head. Bitch, I said what I said. So ain't no such thing as a late bloomer spiritualist. Now, if you got spiritually awakened for your own path, now we're talking about people helping other people. If you had a spiritual awakening at 40 for you to do better with your life, that's a totally different thing. That can happen at 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. But we're talking about you actually taking a role and saying, I am a leader. I've been through enough, so I'm able to come out. No, but you need to be a motivational speaker. No, but you need to go talk to the woman in the halfway house. You know, mama, you need to go stand in these houses with these younger women that did the same shit that you used to, that they're doing now, and you need to motivate them to change their mind. You should be a spiritual advisor because your life does not show what you claim that you are. When you needed money, bitch, you stole. You needed money to buy that fucking baloney, bitch. You stole that shit. Bitch, ain't no money spells for you. Bye. Bitch, you couldn't pay. You can get a money richer to keep your fucking house. Bitch, bye. Oh, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with bankruptcy. Yeah, if you're a regular Jane, ain't nothing wrong with that. We're talking about spiritually inclined people to where they're so inclined they're helping other people. That's what we're talking about here. So you're so gifted and you're so knowing, but you had to fall hard to help somebody. And you're only helping them because they're paying you. Now, if you were doing free money rituals for people, I can kind of be like, okay, girl. If you were doing free breakup sessions, like I said, I can understand that, but that's not your life. You really didn't fight to keep it maintained. And that's I love when that one guy said, somebody who ain't been through shit can't talk about shit, but somebody who's been through shit can talk about it. No, motherfucker. We were tempted like you were tempted. You were just a coward. You were just weak. And you took you took what you thought was the easy way out. We actually stuck in and we fought for that shit. Like I said before, bitch, when I was starving and I was eating fucking cereal and potatoes, bitch, and rice and taking fucking cold showers and water, cold fucking water, bitch. There are some people that didn't have that. But I was tempted to do other shit to where I can have hot water. And I was tempted to be able to eat real food. But bitch, I fought the shit out. And you didn't give a fuck. You said, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm struggling. Fuck everybody else. It's about me and mine. But you didn't do the work. So like I said, that's where it comes in at. There's no applying what, well, she did the crime, she did her time, and we're going to applaud her for that. No, bitch, the motherfuckers who didn't do no crime, that didn't do no time, but was tempted to do it and didn't do it should be getting those fucking accolades and fucking applauses, bitch. And there's no tear nor shade with that. Like I said, we all have the choice. And bitch, like I said, you're coming out, I'm a spiritual leader. But why didn't you make the right choices then? What made you make the right choices now? It's because their money's involved now, sis. That sounds like a con artist to me. That sounds like a con artist to me, girl. I'm gonna get my life together only because I'm acting like my life's together, only because you guys are paying me to do so. Like somebody gotta pay you to get your life together, and it's your life. And we're talking about your spiritual life. Fuck the flesh, because what you've been through deals with the flesh. And I said before, once a criminal, always a criminal. That's why this bitch was over here racketeering and offering people oils and shit and free products to do shit. Oh, you get that motherfucker together, I'll give you some free oils. Bitch, because you're a criminal. You're a criminal-minded bitch. And that's never going to change. And well, escorting is the same thing as being a criminal. No, because bitch, I never went to jail for prostitution. Escorting is not illegal, honey. You can pay $250 and get an escort permit. Idiot. Now, of course, you don't know that because you're dealing with prostitutes who are educating you on what the fuck an escort is. There were actually escorting agencies back in the day before prostitutes infiltrated that fucking system. I said what I said. So like I said, just like strippers go get a permit, you can go get a permit to be an escort too. It's $250, honey. So bitch, that's not the same thing. We're talking about somebody who actually did a crime, went to jail, got out, did another crime, went to jail, got out, did another crime, went to jail, and these are all similar crimes. But you're spiritually inclined, honey. Your ancestors are strong, but they couldn't figure out a way how to get you money, so you didn't have to go back to jail for the third or fourth time. Putting blood on their name, putting bad blood on their fucking name. Get the fuck up out of here, girl. Ain't no ancestor proud that your ass is in out fucking jail on their behalf. Get the fuck out of here. But y'all talk to these simple-minded ass bitches, and like I said, you can keep those people as clients. Because I'm not a fan of that. You keep those people that think it's cute to do scandalous shit, doing a money ritual and you doing scams. My money ritual manifested, but you have to do scams for it to manifest? That's not a money ritual manifesting. Doing love work, my money ritual manifested. I'm doing love work. Paying a man to be in a relationship with you, that's not manifesting a love relationship, girl. The fuck out of here. I did a ritual to shut this bitch down and it worked. But you're getting applause and accolades for shutting someone's YouTube channel down. Not doing anything that's serious outside of that. You'll never be on this level, ma'am. I want you to know that. You could try. You could huff. You could puff. You draw that. Bitch. You can do all of that, ma'am. You're not going to be here. You're always going to be that basic little black bitch. And I said what I said. I said what I said. Bitch, what you gonna do? Come on in here. Come on in, TC. Good morning, Larry. How you doing, Larry? Yes, honey. Come on in, TC. Yes, honey. Larry, yes. Thank you so much, Larry, too, honey. Thank you. Thank you so much, Larry. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Yeah. Yes, honey. We got big plans. We got big plans, honey. Big plans, and it's all in God's hands. Just stop by, get ready for it, honey. Yes, you too, Larry. Yes, honey. Later, get her. Yes, honey. Listen, another thing too, and I'm gonna be done, y'all. Another thing too. Now, I love what somebody said. Somebody tried to bring up. Now, this is nothing spiritual. Okay, this is a little sideline because, of course, this is my way of voicing what I have to fucking say. So somebody put up on this shit, and I have to read them down. That y'all don't want to support R. Kelly, but y'all support Kim, Nikki, and her boyfriend, something petty. I can't remember the fuck his name. I can't even remember his name now. Kevin, Keith, Kenny. Bitch, where's that motherfucker? This is not the fucking same thing. This motherfucker was doing this shit literally up until he got caught and went to motherfucking jail. Kenny on the other side, honey. Him on the other side, girl, that was a long time ago. Not saying it was right. That's a long time ago, honey. And that was a one-time thing. Honey, this other motherfucker have more than one count. Honey, mama needed assistance and mama didn't get it. That's one example of the trauma that are going on in the black community. That's one example of the trauma that needs to be healed. Motherfucker didn't know how to read or write, but knew how to fucking convince people that he was the baddest motherfucker. Because, bitch, like I said, he's not an unattractive man, but he ain't all that. And, bitch, I need to make sure, first of all, you can't read or write. That means you talk and you act a certain way. I need to make sure you have a certain level of intelligence for me to communicate with you. I'm not the sharpest tool in the box. I'm not the smartest fucking bitch in the neighborhood. But bitch, I'm articulate enough to fucking have a conversation. So for me, with all due respect, for me, I'm just like, girl, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, ma'am. So we're gonna scratch what this is and that is, and I think exists. Okay. So once again, y'all upset about Little Nas and what he got going on, but y'all not upset at no, excuse me. Y'all are upset, but y'all don't think it's right for the white man to not think that you should be treated at his equal. We're not talking about what is right and what is right. We're talking about opinions. Because it is your opinion that Little Nas is this and that. It's your opinion that there's a gay agenda. That's not a factual evidence. That's an opinion. So just like they have an opinion of not supporting your black ass, not helping your black ass, bitch, what's the difference? Sexism is racism, racism, homophobia, homophobia, transphobia, and xenophobia. It's all the same thing. And when we fight for equality, like Coretta Scott King did, we give all praise and honor to Coretta Scott King, the Coretta Scott King. When we fight for equality all across the board, that's when we see peace all across the world. Board. I'm saying board, like it's, but anyway, all across the board. We see peace all across the board, ma'am. As long as it's a privilege, well, I need my rights. Fuck the gays. I need my rights because I've been here longer and I've been fighting for my rights for all these years. Like, can you show evidence outside of what they tell you that you've been fighting for? Because bitch, the last time I checked, girl, you had it up until the early 1900s, and I'm just telling you what I know according to history. You had it up till 1900. Something happened. So I'm like, what's really going on? And that's where I'm at with it. What's really going on, sis? What's really going on with it? Like I said, don't bring Nikki and Kenny into none of this bullshit. Because see, what it is that a lot of you hoes were 15 and 14 and y'all were having R. Kelly in your life. That's what we're talking about here. That's where the real trauma coming at. You had a R. Kelly when you were 14 and 16 years old, like Leah, AJ number. You had an R. Kelly. I had a cousin girl, she had nerve to put it on her thing, talk about stuff. Don't y'all be sitting here acting like y'all didn't have an older man coming to pick y'all up from college in his Cadillac. No, bitch, you did. Because I remember you were 16 years old and your parents were dragging you in and out that damn hospital. And now that we're older, I know exactly why they were doing that. Then now you on that child, and your child has fucking deformities and stuff, honey. And there's nothing funny about that. But it's like, girl, now we're going into a lot of shit that you were doing to your yoni, and that traumatizes that. And when you have kids, those cells are still there. And that's what people don't understand here. Those cells are still there. So the stabbing, the vacuuming, whatever they do to do what they have to do to cancel that situation, those cells are still there. So it's like, mama, that's what you were doing. So that's why you still support it, because you're like, I didn't see nothing wrong with that because I was being a little thought. Yeah, so I want to know what's going on in your house. Now we're going into why your mama and daddy wasn't putting their foot in your ass, and what happened? Because bitch, they saw it. Your mom and daddy, they're into doing the shit, so they didn't see that they little boy was out here doing some grown ass shit. Like I said, my mama, girl, she knew. Girl, even my older brother thought he was gonna do that. 6 years old, she was like, "Bitch, you gotta go." Bye, and he did go. My brother Simon since the 16. My mom said, "Bitch, you gotta go." For the rest of us, girl, like I said, my mom was watching, girl, like something is going on. Who you talking to? What's go? Who? Is it a friend or is it something else? Girl, my mom knew. Because my mom was a young girl dating an older man. And so we talk about back in the day. Okay? My mom used to run away, girl. Hello? Bitch, don't get me getting into the stories, girl. Okay. Okay, leave my mama alone. Y'all just so lovey-dovey today. What's going on with y'all today? Is love is in the air? Love is in the air. My Bella and my baby. Hey, love is in the air. Bella and my baby. Anyway, come on in here. Listen, y'all, I gotta go. Honey. Thank you guys so much for your love and your support. For the students, like I said, tomorrow I'll probably do another little mini video about the classes. Presently, shout out to those who signed up. There was a lot of people that signed up as an early bird. And as soon as the classes dropped, they were like, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. Like, so the Power of 5 class, with the Bible Magic class, the Queen of Darkness class, we're coming big with these classes for sure. With the Power of 5, we're putting a lot of information there. We're going to have a lot of good stuff that's going to be very, very valuable with you. And to me, I always feel like I don't put enough information, so let me not say we're putting a lot of information there. We're putting information there that is very valuable at this time, especially during this time. And so, yes, going into the Bible Match, of course, anybody can have access to a Bible. Anybody could go get a Bible. You can get one on your phone, but nothing's more powerful than having the actual Bible in your hand. And like I said, we're going over that. Live, we're going to go over rituals, aka scriptures. Back in the day, somebody talked about redundancy, like in the book of Mark and the book of Matthew. Yeah, there's a lot of things that repeat itself because now we're talking about different types of frequencies. So like I said, going into the word bitch. Bitch is one word, but it can be interpreted many different ways. Bitch could be considered a term of endearment or offensive, like bitch, get the fuck away from me. So bitch, that's what we need to get into. And like I said, we're going to show you how to become these words. Because a lot of people speak things and they read things, but they don't know how to become these things. Oh, come on in here. We're going to show you the way. Anyway, love and light, everybody. God bless y'all. 2spiritmystic.blogspot.com, 28spiritmystic@gmail.com. And like I said, bitch, I'm going to motherfucking go. Okay? I'm going to go. I'm going to relax myself, take off my weed, eat me some hot Cheetos, and relax. Shout out to you all. Like I said, my supporters, those of you who bought product, those of you who paid for the classes, honey. Many thanks for you. Also in October, we're going to be doing something else. I'm going to be dropping. I'll tell y'all that. I'll tell y'all that next week, honey. Bye for now, everybody. Love and light.